Odyssey's cancelled today. I've heard people say it. I don't think it's true, but look into it. So, some of you have been telling me that the Odyssey has been cancelled, and I don't think I'm that lucky. I honestly don't. Like, I know I've been asking Zeus, I've been asking Athena, I've been asking Apollon, I've been asking all of them. Dionysios, all of them. And so far, I haven't had it. I would love to see the Odyssey cancel, tank, lose their shirts, unemployed. The big guy, not the people that have regular jobs. I don't want those to lose their jobs because they've done nothing wrong. It's Nolan that needs to pay for his treason. But there is this video. So some of you have been telling me, did you hear it? The Odyssey has been cancelled. I think it's fake news, guys. And now that I use the term fake news, I need to say thank you for your attention to this matter. And then I'll put an orange filter when I say it. But there is this video. I want to watch a little bit. And even if I know it's most likely not true, and this is probably AI slop, but let me have fun, though. Let me have fun. So without further ado.
Nolan, it would seem like his next film, The Odyssey, would be a big slam dunk, but it has become the most controversial movie of the year.
Christopher Nolan, one of cinema's most acclaimed and powerful directors, has reportedly canceled The Odyssey entirely after the relentless backlash from Troy's original cast reached a breaking point that made continuing the production untenable.
Man, I wish. Ooh, let me dream. Okay, so before we continue, I need to see this. Guys. What does the description say? Christopher Nolan cancels The Odyssey after Troy cast backlash. If it's parody, you have to say it. Otherwise, it sounds like you are lying for clicks. So if you don't... Okay, let me see if they say it on the channel, because it's funny. Okay? I enjoy it. What the heck? I enjoy I do, but you gotta tell me, why does it show 3 channels? I can never understand that. Did they collaborated for this? What do you guys know if they say it? Let's continue. It's parody, but let's continue.
According to multiple sources with knowledge of the situation, Nolan didn't just delay the film or announce recasting. He allegedly told Universal executives and his production team that he's done with the project, that the controversy has become so toxic and divisive, that the film can never succeed commercially or critically, and that he refuses to continue defending casting choices that have generated this level of opposition from respected actors and passionate fans.
This is 100% AI slop, but I'm indulging in the dream. It's just that if they don't make it obvious that this is parody, I can't recommend the channel. I just have to say that. You gotta do that. Otherwise, you're using fake news, and then the sitting president of the United States need to call you out. Come on.
But the most explosive part of the reported cancellation is Nolan's alleged statement to his inner circle explaining his decision, where he reportedly said something like, "Enough woke shit."
Man, what is it with Skynet and sense of humor? Goodness gracious, good. Look, Skynet, robotic overlords, okay? Remember that I laughed at your jokes when Judgment Day comes. And the Terminators, they start, remember, oh, he laughed at our jokes. Spare him. Enough woke shit. Oh my gosh.
And expressed frustration that contemporary political pressures to cast diversely had destroyed what should have been his triumphant epic adaptation of Homer's foundational text. This is absolutely catastrophic on every conceivable level. First, The Odyssey was one of the most anticipated films in production, a $250 million Christopher Nolan epic that
some of that was stolen from the Greek people, by the way. You heard about my other video, I covered it, how the Greek government actually gave a few millions to Nolan for him to then turn around and butcher everything. Didn't even film most of it in Greece. I think he went to freaking Sicily. Sicily, my island, how dare you, stay away. Stay away from my island. Next time I'm going to tell my uncle. Next time Nolan is going to go to Sicily, I'll make sure my cousins in Corleone tell my uncle. I'm just trying to make sure of that.
It was supposed to be a guaranteed commercial and critical success. Canceling it represents a massive financial loss for Universal, and a shocking admission that even Nolan's reputation and talent can't overcome pre-release controversy. Second, the reported "enough woke shit" quote, if accurate, suggests Nolan himself has turned against the diversity casting decisions.
Oh, enough woke shit, man, that's so... Yeah, of course this is satire. Yeah, it's sure and same though. Like, you gotta say, whoever did this, you gotta say it. You gotta say it, and then we can all laugh together. But bro, enough woke shit. Nolan saying enough woke shit. I'll watch a little more.
Either because he genuinely regrets them, or because the backlash convinced him they were mistakes. Third, this represents a complete victory for Brad Pitt, Eric Bana, Diane Kruger, Sean Bean, and the Troy cast who campaigned against the Odyssey.
Yeah, this is also not true, of course, but man, that would have been great to see, actually.
Validating their criticism and potentially emboldening actors to oppose casting decisions they disagree with in future projects. Fourth, the cancellation sends a message throughout Hollywood that there are limits to how much source material can be altered for contemporary political purposes before projects become commercially unviable.
Bro, we can still do that, though. I know this is satire, but guys, we can still do this. Like, you can vote with your wallets. You can become non-binary, BUI, and I have to go watch it because I have to tear it apart. Unfortunately, I have to do it. And I'll make sure that I don't know, on that day I'll turn, my mom being extremely Catholic, she used to spam those red candles. And if you are Catholic or you have ever been around specific Italian Catholics, but at this point, Catholics everywhere, I don't know what it is with Catholics and fixation with red candles. But bro, every time like, oh, I'm going to university, I have an exam today, 15 red candles turned on near the saints. Like, it's how it is. My mom, that's how she was. She loved a Catholic candles, which sometimes I even told them, Mom, what's more powerful in order to get the blessings from God, the tall candles or the number of candles you'll lit? Because I've never really, I wanted to know, because at this point, couldn't we like save some money? Because if it's the tall candles, then get 5 tall candles instead of 25 regular, spam the living room and the kitchen. We could make it a little bit more effective in that kind of situation. So that's that. But anyways, I'm just saying, I will lit a couple of candles in honor of my mom and all of Catholicism, and hopefully that will protect me from what I have to do when I go and watch it. But apart from that, you don't have to, though. You don't have to. You just have to watch my video then, and so we can avoid giving money to these people that don't deserve it and hate everything about us and our history and culture. Thank you, Leo. Donation to Metatron Sun Diaper Fund. Holy moly, that's $50. Brother, you just paid for 500 diapers. 500 to 600 diapers. I've calculated it the other day. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Leo. What a beautiful island. What, Sicily? Totally. Sicily is gorgeous. I just wish that the Sicilian government and the Italian government in general took better care of it, particularly our historical sites. That's what I'm going to say about Sicily. But it's a gorgeous island with a lot of natural beauty and a lot of sights to see, deep history, incredible food. People are nice, except for the mafia. And so it's like, Sicily is amazing. Sicily is gorgeous. It's just sometimes the state of abandonment of some areas is, it's really a shame. And if the Italian government was as good as the American government, and if you're from America and you disagree, you haven't got a clue. When it comes to or even a lot of Nordic countries like Sweden, even Germany, England up to a certain extent, because now that it's a caliphate, I'm not sure if it's degraded. But in general, the England I used to know, they're taking, even when I went to lots of different cities here in America, and you see the conditions of the buildings, it's like everything is clean and well organized. And now you're going to tell me we'll go to New York. I get it. I'm saying in general, for crying out loud. I appreciate pedantry, but brother, I'm saying Switzerland, everything is clean and well maintained. And Sicily, we have spots that the world would be like, we have some of the best preserved temples belonging to ancient Greece and ancient battlements that you can still walk. They've been there for 3,000 years. And yet our buildings are a mess, like things are dirty. I wish they took better care of that jewel that is my island. It's just one of those things, I can speak as a Sicilian about that. And it's really, someone who appreciates as well the history, and it's really, really a shame. Thank you, Badombre. 12 years Catholic school, black Irish, with plenty of Italian friends. Those candles, we had them in front of a bifold pic frame, Kennedy and Jesus. Yes, that sounds okay. Then we are very similar, my friend, because Italian Catholics and candles. It's just like that. All right, so let me see a little more, because I shouldn't watch it if they don't, but I want to watch it a little more.
The Odyssey was announced as Christopher Nolan's most ambitious project yet. A massive adaptation of Homer's epic poem following Odysseus' journey home after the Trojan War. shot entirely on IMAX 70mm cameras, with a budget reportedly exceeding $250 million.
I don't know if this was a joke. I wouldn't get it. I mean, it's funny because I get the jokes that are related to ancient culture and history, Latin, Greek, and stuff like that, but I don't know if this was a joke I was supposed to get.
The cast was star-studded, including Matt Damon as Odysseus, Tom Holland as Telemachus, Anne Hathaway as Penelope, alongside Robert Pattinson, Zendaya, Charlize Theron, Lupita Nyong'o, and Elliot Page. The production had already begun filming in various Mediterranean locations, including Sicily, with months of work completed and tens of millions of dollars spent on sets, costumes, effects preparation, and location shooting. Nolan's reputation meant the film had been fast-tracked through development with minimal studio interference, and Universal had positioned The Odyssey as a tentpole release for summer 2026 that would anchor their entire year.
You know what I think? I think his should be called the Odyssey. Like, odd should be capitalized, to be honest. That's what I think. That's what I think. Colonization is bad, says Toon Army, JB, unless it's done to us. Brother, you know, one thing that I often say is kind of unrelated to the topic here, but that's me, all right? I'm always all over the place. It's not like I've ever learned how to do this whole streaming thing. Here's what I'm going to say. The people that complain about colonization, European colonial powers, oh, awful. What does that imply? It implies that there were European powers that were military advanced, and we economically, with strong economic backbone, that started enlarging and expanding through force and conquered areas, either turning them into protectorate, colonies, whatever you like. Okay? And that's bad. That's bad. It's a bad thing. Colonization, bad. We need to decolonize the curriculum. Yet not a single one of them ever complains about, for instance, Islamic expansion. I wonder why. Isn't that strange? Because, I mean, that was also done by the sword, backed by money and power. In fact, up to a certain extent, I'd rather be under the Roman Empire than under remove up to a certain extent. 100% of the times, I would rather be a subject of the Roman Empire than any Islamic state, whether it be ancient or modern, either as a man, a woman, a gay man, for instance, like totally. But Rome, bro, like there's not even slavery, all that shit that slavery's bad. Okay, why don't they ever? It's always about chattel slavery, which, don't get me wrong, awful. Okay, so slavery, awful, people's freedom and all that. Okay, we agree with that, obviously, but they never talk about that kind of slavery. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Careful now. Bro, you should have told me that 12 years ago. Too late. Greek here, thank you for those videos. Appreciate the Iron Maiden t-shirt too. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate that. Thank you. And I appreciate these, I wish we got like the historically accurate ships as well. Wouldn't that be amazing?
But as casting details emerged and rumors spread about who was playing which characters, the backlash began and intensified rapidly. Yes. The potential casting of Elliot Page as Achilles.
Look at this warrior of ancient Greece. Look at this. Doesn't that make you think of a strong warrior? I'm gonna drop the sarcasm, guys.
Generated immediate controversy about whether a transgender actor could believably portray Greek mythology's greatest warrior.
Yeah, of course, the answer is no.
The casting of Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy sparked even more inflammatory debates about race-swapping characters who've been depicted as white for thousands of years.
Because they were white. And before anyone says, but the Mediterranean state, I love it when I get people to tell me, oh, Metatron is a white supremacist and he's not even white. Because apparently, if you're Italian or Greek, I guess, you're not white in the mind of some people. Which is, I think it's funny because, look, if from a European perspective, if you're European and you're light-skinned, you're white. Okay, that's how we see it. Southern European, Northern European, Western European, it's all white. But I get it, that there are people that use the more, like, to me, outdated position that would be a bit like, Benjamin Franklin, whereby you have to be West Germanic, like you have to be of Anglo-Saxon descent or in general Germanic to be white, I guess Nordic, which means even Irish people, even though they are like as white as my headphones, that wouldn't count as white, or Southern Europeans, French, Italian, Spanish, they're not white. I get it. That's not how I use it. But even if, to the people that say that, oh, Metatron, the white supremacist, doesn't even count as white. Well, look, if I am not white, then does that mean that I'm a person of color? Because if I am a person of color, shouldn't then you shut up and listen? Because that's what they say, right? That's what they say. They say, oh, you should shut up and listen when a person of color. Okay, then I'm a minority right now. I'm an oppressed. And so shut up and listen when I say, this ain't Helen of Troy. Isn't it funny that, someone like Helen of Troy would have caused so much conflict. Gee, I wonder. I really wasn't expecting Helen of Troy to cause so much conflict. Am I right?
The situation exploded when Troy's original cast, Brad Pitt, Eric Bana, Diane Kruger, and Sean Bean, began publicly opposing the casting choices in coordinated interviews and statements. Their united front turned what might have been dismissible online complaints into a legitimate artistic debate.
Man, this is like living on an alternate reality. Could you imagine an alternate reality where Hollywood wasn't this demonic-driven satanic cult that it is, and instead it was like enough with woke shit? Could you imagine if Hollywood was based? Am I is it too much? Too much fantasy? I guess. Oh gosh. No, it's all a joke, Skill. This is not even real. It's just that there is this thing going around now, and I got a lot in my comments where people are telling me Christopher Nolan cancelled the Odyssey. No, he didn't. It's a parody. It's like it is what it is. But a man can dream. All right, let's do 30 more seconds.
With some of Hollywood's most respected actors arguing that the Odyssey betrayed both Homer's source material and the cinematic legacy Troy had established.
Right.
According to sources close to the production and to Nolan himself, the director initially tried to weather the controversy by refusing to engage publicly, believing that once footage was released and audiences saw the film, the quality would overcome the pre-release backlash.
What quality? Maybe the cinematic, maybe the lighting. One thing I have to say about this, guys, because I have to publicly apologize, because you see, I've been extremely annoying when it comes to pedantry and all that kind of stuff, historical accuracy, for the better part of 12 years. And of course, among the many films and productions that I've complained about over the years for historical inaccuracy and all that kind of stuff, I have complained about this, okay? I also complained about this. I would like to now publicly apologize to the previous iteration of Troy, because, bro, I had no idea that this would have happened with Nolan. Had I known, I had no idea. I was here complaining, I don't know. I mean, the looks of the constituents of the copper alloy in the rims of the shields used and the rivets, it doesn't look really belonging to... I had no idea, guys. I gotta say sorry. I gotta say sorry to like the films like The Eagle, Centurion. I complained about, but I just don't. I didn't know. I couldn't even possibly foresee. So I would like to. Little did we know. Yeah, I know. Little did we know, indeed. Little did we know. Anyways, this was it was kind of fun to watch, but at the end of the day, I want to see if what do people say in the comments? Would never watch it, even with a free ticket. Appreciate that. I hope this is true, brother. I know. The Greeks deserve better. Based. I'll give him a like. If true, this is the best news I've heard so far in 2026. It's not true, brother. It's not true. I hope this garbage is cancelled. True. This is the best cancelled movie I will ever have the pleasure of not seeing. That is quite complicated. Could have been epic if he respected the original material. Isn't it interesting that we now live in a reality where a sentence like this could have been epic if he respected the original material? This will get you called far right. This is a far right statement. You know what I foresee? Here's my prophecy. You know how I always complain on my second channel, Metatron's Academy, about how everybody is a polyglot. I'm a polyglot. I speak 50 languages. I speak 30 languages. Or really, well, then I speak 65. Well, then I speak 78 languages. What about that? I'm better than you. This is basically the entirety of the polyglot community, sort of summarized in 3 seconds. And the funny thing is that they're so competitive to be like, I'm so special, look at me and give me money, because they're disgusting frauds, that they had to come up with a new term, which is hyper polyglot. And I'm gonna prove it to you. Hyper polyglot. You heard it here first, but yes, it's a thing. So yeah, that guy, hyper polyglot. How to spot a real hyper polyglot? Yeah, how to spot a real wood elf. Might as well. Which secrets, success stories from hyper polyglot Steve Kaufman. Brother, and I mean, again, Steve Kaufman, I appreciate his passion, but bro, ditch it. Not hyper polyglot. Hyperpolyglot tried to cancel me, this evil dear friend of the channel based. So, yeah, now it's a thing. It's a thing. Like, hyperpolyglot is what the polyglot community had to invent because the word polyglot became so normal that literally everybody's like, oh, yeah, polyglot, of course, yeah. How many languages do you do? What do you mean you don't speak 10 languages? What's wrong with you? Do you need, like, a mental evaluation? Is your prefrontal cortex properly developed? Because why would you not speak 10 languages? I see this happening as well in this, with terms like far right, because it's been spammed so much. How people can call me far right, it's like really. We need something else. How about hyper right? How about hyper right? What do you guys think? Ultra. What's ultra hyper? Mega right. Because I mean far right now. Everybody's far right. There's nothing special about it. And you know how much it's important to be special, ladies and gentlemen, to be special. I'm never gonna survive this, am I? I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm never gonna Giga right. Man, Giga right is not bad. I'll think about it. I'm a liberal. Wow. You must be like, whatever, call me whatever you like. Okay, apparently I'm a liberal, guys. Anyways, Helen of Detroit, Helen of Wakanda, I love it. Spam the chat, let's go. Apparently I've offended a few Afrocentric creators because I said Helen of Congo, so make sure to spam the chat with everything. Helen of Congo, Helen of Detroit, Helen of whatever you like. It's we appreciate that. We appreciate that here.